So I recently blew up a channel again with just 4 videos. As we can see here, so we posted 4 videos and then the channel completely blew up. And then like very shortly after that, it actually got monetized and almost immediately had a $180 day. Now in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you guys can do this too and how I did it. Now for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Stefan Miro, 23 years old, almost 24 years old. And I currently make between $30,000 and $40,000 a month with my own Faceless YouTube channels. And I'm constantly building new Faceless YouTube channels, as we can see here, and as we can also see right here, right? Then, I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos. I scaled the channel from $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. And then I've helped hundreds of other people to do the exact same thing. So what I'm teaching does not only work for me, but it also worked for Martins, who was able to scale to $31,000 in one single month, implementing what I teach. Then we have here $24,000 a month, as we can see right here. Here, $12,000 in one single month. $4,000 in one single month, and many more. If you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and I'll be on the call. We'll be, we'll look if it makes sense to work together, right? So go ahead, book a call if you are serious about YouTube automation and you actually want to scale this up, all right? So let's start out with step 1, all right? This is a step that most people never really take serious, and that's why 90% of people fail, right? And this is also the exact time where most people will click off this video, because this is the boring part of doing YouTube automation, and that is doing niche research, right? Now, when we do niche research, there's a specific criteria we always look for. Number 1, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. There are no smaller channels failing in that niche. Now, firstly, we don't want any big channels because we don't want to compete against well-established channels where YouTube already knows, like, hey, the audience likes these kind of videos, or they like the videos from this channel. So we're just going to continue to push this channel because, we want to make sure that the audience stays, or the viewers stay on YouTube. Then we don't want any channels failing. Reason 4, if there are a bunch of channels failing, the chances are very high that you are going to fail as well in that niche. Then the niche is not older than 6 months, super important. In most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, you cannot tick these 2 and the niche won't be the best, all right? Then I can create better content than my competitors. This can also just be longer content, all right? Then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Then is the niche monetizable? Super important, otherwise you're not going to make any money. Huge bonus if you can actually go ahead and post long videos, because very easy, then you can place more ads and your RPM goes up, okay? Now, very important, this does not need to be 1,000% with all niches you pick or find. Very difficult to find the perfect niche, all right? It's extremely difficult to find the perfect niche. And if you do find the perfect niche, like once or maybe twice a year, you can blow up a channel to these exact same levels as I did right there, all right? But it does not happen that often. So I just want you to keep that in mind, all right? Then tools I would recommend for niche research is Nextlev. It's like 13 euros a month. I would highly recommend it. Trust me, once you use it, you will see that these 13 euros a month is like the best money you will ever spend on any tools. Then vidIQ, the free plan is more than enough. I'll show you guys exactly how I use these 2 in a second, all right? Now, before that, what kind of method are we actually using to do niche research? So we're going to use a dummy account, which in my opinion is the most powerful way to actually go ahead and do niche research. So this is basically a YouTube account that we only use for, doing niche research. The YouTube homepage has changed for our advantage, and YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we want to watch on YouTube, right? They got extremely good at that. And this is super cool because we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube's algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our YouTube home tab. Now, instead of me explaining all of this to you, let me show you how you can set this up yourself, because once you have a dummy account set up, you can find endless niches with it. Like, no joke, can find endless niches with that. All right. Now, let me quickly show you how to set that up. This here is how my dummy account looks like. I can just reload it. So let me show you. Here you can see this is my dummy account. Oh, wow, that's me. But on this dummy account, we can see faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless, 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 faceless. I can go on and on and on. All of these channels are all faceless channels, all right? Now, if your homepage looks like this, pretty cool, because now you can just scroll on your homepage and find a bunch of niches. Now, how do you set this up? So firstly, you create a YouTube account, all right? It will look like this in the beginning, okay? Then you can look up anything. For example, the biggest houses, anything you are interested in, okay? Now, I'm just gonna go with this. This can be anything, okay? Then we're gonna keep our cursor on here to see if the video is faceless. If it is faceless, then we can actually go ahead and click on this video. And while this video is playing, we can subscribe to this channel, we can like this video, and then we can actually go here on the side and we can click on the next video, like for example, this one, right? So here we can already see, okay, this is a bit of a smaller channel, 460,000 views. Again, subscribe, like, and keep on scrolling. So let's see what else we can find. So here's another faceless video. Now, if you don't mind what niche you go into, you can literally click on any faceless video on the side. If you want to stay in a specific niche, you want to be specific with the videos you click on. So if you want to be in a niche where, you speak about houses, you just click on videos that are about houses, not on random videos like I do right here, okay? So that's just very important to mention. All right. Now, after you've done this for a while, like you will need to do it a little bit longer than I did it right here now, then you go back to your YouTube homepage and, now you can see faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, not faceless video, but faceless video, faceless video. Then here, faceless video, faceless, faceless, face. Then we can see a bunch of faceless videos on our YouTube homepage. Here we can see another one. New channel, 12 videos, already 10,000 subscribers, all right? So this is how quickly you can find faceless channels then on your homepage. Now, what you can do with NextLev is you can actually click here on filters and then you can filter this down. And the cool thing is NextLev is now going to only show you small channels on your YouTube homepage. So it's actually going to filter your whole YouTube homepage. Then we can click here to the most viewed, filter to most viewed, and we can start scrolling down. For example, here 2 weeks ago, 1 million views, 8,000 subscribers, right? And through this, we can then very quickly find, channels that are doing very well, but that are very small, right? The next thing we can do with NextLev and vidIQ is, firstly, we can use vidIQ to check, is the channel actually still getting views? So here we can see this channel is getting 230,000 views in the last 7 days, which would then again show us or give us a thumbs up that this is a niche that is currently still getting views. Then we can go to analytics, all right, which is super cool with NextLev. Go to analytics, click on reveal, and now it's actually going to reveal the RPM of this niche. Okay, like I said, this tool is $13, but it helps you to take extremely important decisions when it comes to YouTube. Okay, so let's just wait for this to load up. While we're waiting for this to load up, keep in mind, if you want help choosing a niche, I literally do all of this together with you if we're working together. And that's by, on average, our students are getting monetized within 3 to 6 weeks. As we can see here, 20 days, here 2 weeks, So if you're interested in that, click the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and we'll see if it makes sense to work together. Now here you can see the RPM is like under $2, so it's super low. This channel is not making money. But now we know, okay, this would not be a good niche to go into because we have a super low RPM. So we move on with niche research, okay? Now you guys know exactly how to do niche research and how to use your dummy account. Not the most difficult thing. It does take time. You need to be consistent with it. Otherwise, it is not going to work, all right? Now, something extremely powerful that I like to do is creating new niches using the niche transfer method. So instead of blindly copying something everyone is doing, we use the niche transfer method to literally 1000x our results. This is essentially taking proven concepts and moving them to different markets on YouTube, all right? This can, no joke, be anything: your title, your thumbnail style, your video style, anything that is currently working, you can take that and move that to a different market on YouTube. If we look at this channel, just as an example, Medieval Times Discovered, this channel was the first channel that was posting videos on medieval times and how those people lived. Then came Before Fire. This channel is doing the exact same style of content just for cavemen. Then came this channel, Pirates on TV, exact same style of content just for pirates. Same thing here, exact same style of content just for homeless people. This is one of the most powerful ways to kind of create new niches because you're already working with something that has worked in the past, right? The best thing you can do is combining two things that have worked very well in the past together. That's the best thing you can do. All right. So this is super awesome. Like these days it's known as niche bending or something, but yeah, niche transfer, craziest thing you can do. Then step 2, once we have picked our niche, now it's all about speed. I always say YouTubers player versus player, and the player who's going to play the game the fastest is going to win. All right. So when it comes to content creation, you have 3 options. All right. You can do it yourself, you can do the hybrid method, or you can fully outsource it. With the hybrid method, you do some of the work and the freelancer does some of the work. All right. Let me show you the advantages and disadvantages. So if you do everything yourself, the advantages are you basically don't have any cost. You have 100% profit margin, you learn new skills, and you have full control over the whole process. The disadvantages are this is not very scalable, it's extremely time consuming, learning takes a bunch of time, and without you, you don't make any money. Now, the hybrid method is very simple, all right? Very cool as well. A lot of our students are actually starting out with this because the advantages, lower cost, you do what you enjoy. So if you enjoy scripting, you write the scripts. You have more control over like the whole content creation process. The disadvantages are that it's only partially scalable, it's pretty time consuming, some capital is required, and without you, there's no income. All right. So many students start with this and then they head over to fully outsourcing. If you want to fully outsource, that's going to cost you around about $300 to $500 a month. But this is kind of the best way to kind of go with YouTube automation, especially if you don't have that much time. All right. Now we actually give you guys content creators, so I save you a bunch of time on that. So fully outsourcing, advantages, not very time consuming. It's extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin. You have time freedom. You work with experienced freelancers, and without you, you still have an income because the freelancers can still, go ahead and create the content without you being part of it. All right. Then the disadvantages, this does require some initial capital. Okay. Then step 3 is choosing video topics. This is something that most people never talk about, and most people that do YouTube automation don't really take this serious enough, and that's why you're not winning. All right. Now, supply and demand is not just important in your niche, but also in the video topics you choose. How do you now actually find demand? All right. You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels. All right. And then you look for recent trending formats all over YouTube. What is important is that you do not go ahead and copy the most popular videos from your competitors, because this is what everyone does and your videos will fail. So I do not want you to go to this channel here, go here to most popular, and then copy this video one-on-one. Because I promise you that a bunch of people have done this already, okay? And you can see this with these big channels. People are just copying the most popular video over and over and over again, and that's why they're not winning. That's why you want to look at how to actually find supply, because you want to make sure that there's an imbalance between these two. You use your YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact same video. So you go ahead, you copy this video title, put it into search, and look at like, hey, how many people have created the same video? If it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, look for another topic. Very simple. YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first. And if they have already seen that video multiple times, they do not have any reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a different angle. Okay? Except if you bring something new to the table. Now, how does a perfect video actually look like? A perfect video, is a topic that actually resonates with your audience. So ask yourself, would my audience actually even want to watch this? Some topics sound super interesting, on the surface but are super boring. So make sure that your topic is not boring. Your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it's a trend. Repeat what has done well in the past, and then leverage negativity. Humans always respond better to negative things. All right. Humans always respond better to negative things. So I'm just looking. Okay, this channel here isn't really using too much negativity, but I promise you, it is like, if you look at most of the headlines and stuff, people, like, they're all negative. Okay, then the topic transfer method, also super strong. This is by far the most powerful way to choose video topics. What you essentially do is you find winning video topics in other niches and move them over to your niche. This can work insanely well if this is done correctly. Now, here's a good example again. So medieval, here from medieval times, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times, 2.7 million views. Then why you wouldn't last 24 hours in Stone Age, also outlier for that channel. Same thing for these two channels right here. This one is about cats. This one is about dogs. Both outlier videos for their channels. Now, this has worked extremely well for Scott. Went from, getting 50 to 100 views a video and almost giving up on his channel to $200 days within like a week. I have like a whole interview with him on this channel. Super valuable. It's like almost 40 minutes. Just go to my channel, look it up. Very valuable. And it's going to be super helpful for you too, all right? Then double down on what works. The most underrated thing you can do when you run YouTube channel or channels is, doubling down. Once you find something that works and gets views, why would you want to reinvent the wheel? Just double down on that topic until it does not work anymore. If you have something that works, do 80% of what works and test 20% of new stuff, all right? This has worked extremely well for Andre, who went from just being monetized to $31,000 in, a month, and he's been doing it consistently in just 4 months, all right? Which is absolutely crazy. Now, once you have your video topic, your video topics and your team, you need to get them up and running. They need to start creating the video. Then we go to step 4, where we, create the YouTube channel. So we have 4 different YouTube accounts, all right? So we have brand new, aged, personal. Okay, I actually wrote personal there. Personal and pre-monetized. I always like to use personal. These are the strongest accounts. These are accounts that you personally use to watch YouTube, or use aged or brand new. I don't like to use pre-monetized accounts for long-term channels, okay? And then we want to protect our channel from day one. So we use different email addresses for every single account, different AdSense accounts, different browsers, and different Chrome profiles. You do not need any proxies, anti-detect, and so on. There's a hype going around this. You do not need it, all right? I've never used that. Now, creating the channel is something that should not take you longer than 10 to 15 minutes. You can do a lot with it with AI, all right? You don't need to, this doesn't need to take 2 days, all right? Now, once that's done, you actually want to warm up your account. Now, we warm up our accounts to increase our trust score. Trust score is how much does the platform actually trust our channel. Now, what accounts need to be warmed up? So firstly, new accounts, and then aged accounts. These 2 accounts need to be warmed up. Now, how do you actually go ahead and warm up your accounts? You use it as a normal user, watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day, subscribe, comment, and like to different kind of YouTube videos. Would be cool if they're in your niche. Do not spam it, just act like a human. Do this for 1 week to lower the risk of a low trust score. This does not work 100% of the times, but it does, improve. I always say, like, if we can kind of stack the odds to our side, then why not do it, Then, quick note, always have 1 to 2 warmed up channels ready to go. It's just gonna speed up your whole process, okay? Then, step 5. I follow this exact process with every niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. So first thing, niche research, then we choose an account, then we choose 10 to 15 video topics. We write the script with any kind of AI, can be ChatGPT, can be Claude, can be anything, all right? Whatever works best for you. VoiceOver, same thing, any kind of AI. Want to keep our costs low, so you can also use Gen AI Pro. Let me just write it like this, Gen AI Pro. I'll link it in the video description, super cool tool. Then for the editor, I always say, like, I like to use real video editors, which are going to charge you anywhere from $15 to $30 for a video. Okay. I I do the traditional way of doing YouTube automation, so that's why I still work with editors, right? I don't let AI do everything for me. That's why I've never had any problems with inauthentic content. Then, whoops, now I exited this site. So then for the thumbnail, we want to use a freelancer. If we can't do any thumbnails or if the thumbnails are too difficult, these thumbnails here are super easy to do with AI. If you can do it yourself, then just do it yourself, right? And you're saving some money. Then you want to make your videos 1.5 times longer than your competitive videos. Just, very simple. YouTube will always reward the video that keeps someone on YouTube for the longest period of time. And that's why we want to make our video longer, so our chances are higher to keep someone on YouTube for a longer time, all right? Then for the thumbnail and title, always use something that has worked before. Don't reinvent the wheel. So if this works in your niche, do a similar style of thumbnails, okay? Then, we want to go into the posting stage where we post, skip, skip, post, skip, post, all right? One of two things is going to happen. Either the channel is going to explode. If this happens, if this right here happens, then we are going to continue to post videos. If this does not happen and it flatlines, then we're not going to post videos and we're going to sit down and figure out why did the channel fail. Was it the niche? Was it the video topics? Was it the packaging? Was it the video length? Or is it just a bad channel? You can see it's a bad channel if the videos don't get any impressions, okay? Now, in case of it being a bad channel, you delete all of these videos from YouTube and you post them to a different channel. Now, I want you to do this over and over and over again. So in case of the channel failing, you start again with niche research, do this over and over and over again, and you will find a channel that can work, all right? Now, with that being said, if you are interested and you don't want to do this alone, you want some help, like here, for example, this student who we scale to $8,000 a month, or this one who we scale to $18,000 a month, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me. It's completely free. I'll be on the call and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together and scale you up. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.